So, you want to know how Escalation of Freedom is going, huh?
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Boom! Target down!
Requesting air support.
Attack underway.
Yeah, not not great, but at the same time, it's pretty goddamn fun. Now, the difficulty is incredibly hard, especially with 9 times out of 10, I'm replacing someone from a squad who has rage quit with no lives, and it's just level 10 is just stressful sometimes. Well, most of the time, honestly. The death and failing missions are incredibly common here, I feel, and due to it still being the early days of the update, many divers are running into death in situations that are super hard to get out of. The difficulty for the bots and the bugs are incredibly insane with level 10, and with how much tougher the enemies are, Jesus Christ. Like, this major order like mainly deals with the bugs, but I popped over to the bots and
ETA T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates.
Objective critical stratagem available.
yeah, things are not much better over there, but I'm not gonna lie, shit is absolutely insane on both fronts, but that doesn't mean that it isn't fun. It's just a little bit of a difficulty tweak is all. And I will say the fortresses in Mega Nest are incredibly hard to deal with, especially with a full squad. In my opinion, Mega Nests are easier to deal with, especially when entering it, but fortresses, oh my god, dude. With the multiple cannons on the outside and inside, it makes it so fucking hard to fucking deal with it in person. Just running in, you can just get lasered by a fucking turret or something, just randomly there, just ready to fuck your shit up, and you can't really do much about it besides nuking it. But if you're out of stratagems and all this and that, it's a lot to deal with. So when I started playing this update, I dabbled in what stratagems to run, and as of right now, it's the Bubble Shield, the Eagle Strike, 500 kg, and the 380. And I'm kinda thinking of changing the 500 kg for a turret, probably just like a regular machine gun turret, because the 500 isn't reliable here because it's it's just not the best. There's enemies all over the place, and it's just not doing it for me. It's not. So I'm probably gonna change it. The fucking Bubble Shield though helps so much. Along with the Blitzer shotgun, I get enemies away from me, and with so many of them getting lightning chained, it's pretty fun. It's pretty easily it's pretty easily the best gun for me right now to, you know, tell all the enemies to fuck off. With so many variants of enemies to deal with, the Blitzer helps so much keep them at bay, as well as help waste time when trying to, you know, wait for something to finish mission-wise. I will say it's not that useful against the bots though. I got my shit absolutely fucking rocked, and it's yeah, I gotta use something else for the bots because the Blitzer was not it. And with this new update, with the new mission types and submission types, and even objects to bring back to the evac, it's stressful. Like with the automatons, we have an automaton head with data in it, which is cool, and it only spawns at the fortresses. And along with mutated eggs from the mega nest, you know, you take it back to extract, which is nice. And then there's a submission quest, which is you get a mutated larva back to base. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit was stressful. I will say bringing back the eggs and the head aren't really worth it, and are pretty much just a boost to anything you got sample wise, which is okay, but I'm gonna need like at least double what the head or like the eggs give you, because what was it? It was like 4 super samples and like 6 rare, or like 4 rare. I don't even remember, but it's not worth it. I'm just gonna say this point blank, I don't really feel particularly effective at killing bugs or anything for that matter, mainly due to maybe some of the nerfs, or, you know, the weapons not being super viable, and it's just really hard to survive when it comes to extremely tough situations. Maybe this is a way to try and push like the in-game story further, to develop more weapons and stronger stuff to deal with the new difficulty. But as of right now, it's pretty much just a meat grinder in level 10, and I've seen some really fucked up shit. Like, the missions can be really fucking foobar, and very rarely do they go well. But Jesus, sometimes I spawn in and we have no fucking lives left. It's a pain in the ass to immediately just lock in, because as soon as you spawn in, as soon as you drop and hit the ground, that's it. You have no more fucking lives, so you got to be serious about it. And it's just stressful. it's just stressful. Like sometimes, like, I don't even need to extract. Like the mission's already done, and like, you know, everyone's trying to extract, but like they died somehow, and I just pop in. I'm like, I guess. Like I remember what was it? I think it was like a few hours ago. I was on a mission. I spawned in, only one there at extract. 30 seconds left, and like there's tons of bugs around me, so I'm like throwing my stratagems down, and I throw down the 500 kg. This is the main reason why I don't want this shit, is because it landed right in front of me when I was on like a fucking little pillar or something, and it just blew me up, it killed me. It made me laugh, but like I'm just sitting here like, Jesus, bro, what the fuck? I didn't put that there. Yeah, it's just this whole difficulty has made like dying and like missions being almost really super hard, or like to it just not super hard, but it's really just difficult to even just extract. Like doing the actual missions are pretty fucking hard now, but now like extracting is, I wouldn't say impossible, but getting like all your shit together, all your fucking samples and everything, it's really hard to do all that. It's either one or the other. Like you either survive with something or not. Like it's not really fun. It's not really fun when like everyone's dying left and right and you don't know what to do and things are just happening, and it's just an entirely crazy situation. I'm not bitching, like dying is whatever, and like, you know, the chances of survival with these weapons and stuff just aren't, you know, super cool to deal with, right? It's not something like I feel like is, you know, helping me out as a player to feel good about. Like most of the weapons aren't viable, or like I really don't care much about them. Like they're not my style, or like, you know, they're not something that is good enough to even bring to these difficulties. Like the new flamethrowers for the new battle pass, like it's not it. It's not doing effective damage at killing whatever's in front of me, because there's so much. That's why I'm using the Blitzer, because it's unlimited ammo. I keep them away from me, and you know, it does consistent damage, so I'm like, cool, fine, this is whatever, right? but the chances of survival with these guns and, you know, whatever is not viable for this difficulty, and it's really hard to even survive this endless horde of enemies, because it definitely does feel endless sometimes, especially with so many heavies, so many variants just breathing down your throat. It's just I'm just stuttering, like I'm just like, oh, this is fucked right now. Extraction is an entirely different beast, because it's some of the most crazy points in a mission to go through, because when you get overrun, you get overrun. Like, this isn't just like level 9, ha ha ha, they're just here, you can just run around and do shit. No, you're getting fucked. Like no matter what, you're getting fucked. And it's just an incredibly stressful time sometimes, and divers are just dying left and right, and it's just hard to keep calm when, like, you see your life counter just go to 0. There's like so many enemies between you and the ship, if it's even fucking there, because they can overrun you so quick that it doesn't even fucking matter, and it's just so goddamn hard, right? I think what's gonna happen is that, like, with how shit our weapons are to deal with so many threats, especially heavy ones, they will roll out with much more stronger stuff, but that's at least the idea. I have a few ideas that would help a lot, and honestly, with level 10, at least level 10 and up, just give us an extra stratagem slot, more lives, upgrades to our guns to upgrade like the level of armor penetration to these types of enemies. Just better options to deal with the hordes of enemies that are literally just a slog to deal with through a mission. Like, sometimes you can't even get to your objective because there's so many in your fucking way, and all your stratagems are on cooldown, or you didn't, or your combination of stratagems don't do fucking shit to the enemy. Many people are having complaints, mainly what I see on Reddit, and you know, not being effective, especially with the nerfs, is a valid argument. It's a valid reason to be upset with having your weapons being nerfed and giving an update that makes shit harder, new difficulty and all that. And while my ass is being steamed and pressed by those hentai tentacle monsters along with the alpha commanders and its brood, I'm having fun. at least most of the time. But at the end of the day, Escalation of Freedom is meant to be hard as shit, but the nerfs didn't really help give Arrowhead some good boy points from fans, but for the most part, I think it'll just blow over and people might stop playing. But I personally, I'm not a big flamethrower fan myself, but it's just like with the nerfs, it's just not it, man. I feel like if they were to have like buffed some things and, like, you know, made some certain situations to where it can go ahead and be stronger in certain situations, say for like the fire planets, or like, you know, whatever, it causes like the flames to be hotter for some reason. I don't fucking know. Whatever bullshit that they make up, right? It's in the hands of the dev team, and you know, if they keep going ahead and nerfing everything and not making everything viable, people are not going to play the game much longer, because they're not gonna feel that full fucking like power fantasy of being a hell diver, destroying things and being a super Earth citizen, whatever, right? And for me, I'm still gonna play for now, because I'm still having fun with the game, right? I'm still cool with the game. However, with that being said, this recent patch for the fire resistant armor and all that, it's pretty it's pretty meh. Like, the armor is pretty drippy. I fucking love red, but the weapons are meh. Not that effective from what I've seen for level 10 difficulty. I do think that the perk that turns your hell pod into a flaming explosive bullet when it hits the ground is pretty fucking cool. Still gotta use it to see if I can, you know, do some real damage when landing on heavies, but we will see either today or tomorrow. I will go ahead and test that out. Overall, I think that this update is fine. It adds a whole new layer to the game with the new variants and difficulty and missions along with it. Isn't too bad either. I just hope that they give us some cool shit to feel powerful again and quit it with the nerfs and make, you know, weapons viable instead. So with that being said, have you guys played Escalation of Freedom for Helldivers 2? Do you love it, hate it, aren't playing anymore for some reason? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and see you guys next time. Stay healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. Later.